Hello friends, today I'm gonna show you Armstrong number in Java. How to find whether a number entered by the user is Armstrong or not. Armstrong is basically nothing but it's a number. For example, it's 145. Okay, so how to understand it is a Armstrong or not? It is just nothing but 1 factorial plus 4 factorial plus 5 factorial equals to 145. You can check this with a calculator, or you can uh, by yourself also you can check it. Factorial is nothing but 5 factorial is, I think you know how to calculate factorial. Okay, factorial is also I am teaching you, don't worry. Factorial is nothing but, if I am talking about 4 factorial, is equals to 4 into 3 into 2 into 1. So 4 factorial is nothing but 4 into 3 into 2 into 1. Means from this number till 1 we have to multiply all the numbers, that is the factorial. So Armstrong number is nothing but the number which is equals to the sum of the factorial of the digits of that number. So 145 is a factorial number, is a Armstrong number. Okay, you can just verify it with your calculator in mobile, or if you have a calculator you can calculate it, that it will be Armstrong number. 1 factorial plus 4 factorial plus 5 factorial equals to 145. Okay, so we have to use while loop also. There are two ways of writing this program: without using a function and with using a function. With using a function is much more easier and compact way, easy to understand also, and it will be helpful in your upper classes also, in class 11 and 12. So functions are very useful, and it's very efficient also. Okay, otherwise it will become very hectic. Okay, we will just create a function to calculate factorial of a number, any number entered to that, or if you input a number in that function will give you the factorial of that number. Just you need to find this, you have to make this snippet. The snippet is very simple. Int f equals to 1. We just the initial value of f we just give 1, because we need to find the factorial, we need to multiply. And if we just initialize it with 0, then nothing will be the answer, it will be 0 only. So if you are multiplying something, the initial value of that variable should be 1. So now for loop is started, it's declared. So value of I, I is a control variable for loop. You can use any other variable also, doesn't matter. I equals to I equals to this number n, the number entered by the user, or the number you have input, like 5 maybe. Then I greater than equals to 1, I minus. So that means I will continue from, if I value is 5, it will continue from 5 to 1, and the value will decrease by 1 every time the loop continues. So 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, like this it will go on. And inside this loop we have to just write inside this less than equals to 1, I minus. And inside this loop we just need to write that f equals to f into I. So each time the I value will be multiplied with f, and f will be the final factorial of the value entered, that is n. This snippet only you need to write inside a function. I hope you know how to declare a function. Okay, still I am showing you this snippet, you remember. Okay, you can just you can just rewind the video and see the snippet, write the snippet in your copy. Okay, the program will be, it will be a int, the return type will be int of this function. Int is the return type of the function. Int fact I am writing, factorial, just fact I am writing. and it will be int fact, and then the int n, because n you will be passing in this factor in this function. So n is the input. To know how to do it, in later in the program we will just create an object and we will pass this value to this function. Okay, nothing else. We just pass this function. So the data type of n will be int n. Done. Then only the snippet which I showed you, dot dot dot, that only that for loop you need to write. You need to just declare int f equals to 1, and then the for loop which I showed you, just write that for loop and just open that for loop and close it. Don't close this function. See, maybe here, wait, here you got that for loop, here it started and here it ended. Then you write return f, gone, and close the function. This is the function. This whole function will give you, or it will return the factorial of a number. If you put any number in this function, it will just return you the f. F means factorial, as simple as that. F means the factorial of that number. It will give you. So later part in the program, just a function you have to create. It is already created. Before the main function, you have to create this function. I think you know how it is done. Okay. Then a while loop is declared the same way. You just need to do that. While loop, while n. Here also you can declare it with n or any other variable you can also take. Doesn't matter. While n is not equals to 0, you have taken an input, that is n. Now the same thing, r equals to n mod 10. That means the last value you will get, that is 5 you will get. Now 5 factorial is need to be find. That should be added to the s. So s equals to s plus, now you have to write, what you have to write is, there is no space actually. What you have to write, it is, what you have to write is, just continue from here. Continue. Okay, or I am writing it here. By 10 it will be 5. It will be 5, and here s equals to s plus the function name you have to write. What we have written, fact, and bracket open. Oh, not fact, actually you have to create an object. Before writing this, ob dot fact r, to write this will be added to it, and then in the next line you have to write n equals to n by 10. Done. So it will just reduce n by 10, and finally n will become 0. It will exit the loop. And the middle, I think you got it. Middle is the middle part, that is s equals to s plus ob dot fact, and in this fact we will just pass the value plus ob dot fact. We will just pass r here. R was previously 5. 5 will be passed in this fact function. The function will return the factorial of 5. It will be added to s. Then again the same thing. The 5 will go away. If we divide it by 10, 5 will go away. 1 and 4 will remain. Then r will again the remainder will be found by the mod function, by mod 10. So 4 will be in r. Then again r is containing 4. So 4 factorial we will find again, and again it will be added to s. So like this function you have to create, and then you have to call that function through a object known as ob. Ob is just a name of a function I have given that needs to be written before you do this ob dot fact. Okay, that needs to be outside the for loop, sorry, outside the while loop. It must be written. I think you know how to write, how to declare an object. I am showing you, doesn't matter. Whatever the class name is, whatever the syntax is, whatever the class name, class name, then object name, just side by side you have to write object name equals to new class name bracket open close semicolon. This is the format of the syntax of declaring an object, nothing else. I think you know this. In the book also it may be given how to declare an object, and through this object you just need to access, or you need to just call that function. Done. And before that you just need to keep t equals to the number you have entered n. Now this, if s equal t, that means it's an Armstrong, right? If the addition is equals to addition of the factorials of each digits is equals to the original number, obviously it's an Armstrong number. This is the concept. Hope you all understood it, and it's actually easy. Just you need to know the concept behind it, how we are doing it, how we are framing it. It's very easy. Just a function of just a function so that to find factorial object you have to create, and with the object you just have to call it fact, so that you get the factorial of that number. Factorial you will get, and you will add, and simultaneously will add all the factorials of all the digits. And if you get the same digit which was entered before, then obviously it's a Armstrong number. Armstrong number is also known as Krishnamurti. You should remember this. Maybe it's not given in the question paper, but in Bengali it is also known as Krishnamurti. Okay. Thank you.